Hello everybody, my name is Idra, and I am bringing you a StarCraft 2 replay between two very high-level professionals. Spawning down here on the right-hand side of Terminus LE is Evil Genius's Idra, our Zerg player in blue. And down here at the bottom side is our individually sponsored WhiteRa, the red Protoss. Now both of these players are very high-level players. Idra, as of the time of this cast, is ranked number 3 in North American Masters. Correction, North American Grandmasters. So he is the third best ranked player in North America right now. Now WhiteRa, the only profile I could find for him, has him ranked as 43 Masters, which is still really, really good. Once you get up to the Masters point, you're going to be able to win tournaments. And in fact, WhiteRa has won a couple of tournaments, none that I can think of off the top of my head recently. Now, Evil Genius's Idra is one of the top, I would say top 3 players on Team Evil Geniuses. I'd have to give it up to Idra, Huck, and probably Puma. Puma had a really good showing the other day, or the other weekend, at I think it was DreamHack. Had a really good showing there. Whereas WhiteRa used to be sponsored by Duckload. And so his name for quite a while was DuckloadRa, and here we have formerly DuckloadRa throwing down the Forge for his Forge Fast Expand against Idra, which I really like. Idra tends to do macro-oriented games. In fact, he just threw down his own hatchery. So, both players gearing up for a macro game on Terminus. Now, WhiteRa, he self-sponsors himself. And what I like to say, what I mean by that, is WhiteRa is almost WhiteRa Incorporated. He's got mouse pads, he's got t-shirts, he has his own booth. He is WhiteRa Incorporated without the Incorporated. This guy has syndicated himself. He's such a famous player that he has his own merchandising guild. Like e.g. the team has merchandise. You can buy an Evil Genius's shirt, or you could buy a WhiteRa shirt. That's how popular this guy is. And so I'm looking forward to a really good PvZ here on Terminus between these two high-level players. Spawning pool almost complete now for Idra. Next is about half the way done for WhiteRa. Forge just finishing up. And I imagine since WhiteRa just saw the timing of that pool, he's... Wow! Now that is interesting. WhiteRa going for a fast third against Idra. This is something I completely did not expect. This is the version of Terminus where you have destructible rocks here instead of just a wall off. So this is a full expansion. No, it is not even a full expansion. WhiteRa is looking to gain a huge economic lead against Idra. And if Idra can get down there and scout this, which it looks like he's going to, he'll have it scouted in just a second, actually, as this Overlord pulls down. And it looked like Idra was going to go for a fast third himself, and WhiteRa blocked it. So really nice play already from WhiteRa. Keeping Idra from doing what he wants to do, while at the same time surprising his Zerg opponent. And this probe has been so annoying for Idra. Now Idra sees that third. He's got to know by now that he's got to do either some really early aggression, which Idra is not known for at all, or take an early fourth, and we will see a massive macro game. And I think I misspoke earlier. I might have said WhiteRa was ranked 63. He is in fact 43 in Masters. I'm pretty sure I said 40. I might have messed that up. Cybernetic score now. Still not completely walling this off. If Idra did a really big Zergling run-by, that would devastate WhiteRa. He's only got the one cannon to defend. His gateway isn't even producing his first Zealot. So a big Zergling run-by by Idra would be huge. But I don't think he's going to do it. Idra is not the player to dive in against his opponent. Now Idra's getting a macro hatch. So the first 5 buildings Idra has built were a spawning pool and 3 more hatcheries and an extractor. First 5 buildings. Very, very macro-oriented gameplay by both players. WhiteRa's third base is already finished. Idra's just now finishing. Stargate now going down for WhiteRa. Warp Gate tech just starting. This is going to be a very strange and interesting game. Stargate's over here in the easily scoutable third. That surprises me a little bit. Got a couple of Zerglings here trying to see the move out timing for WhiteRa. Little does Idra know he's not planning on moving out anytime soon. This Overlord is way over here for no discernible reason. He's got his Queen coming out of his third. Queen's already up at his second. One Zealot chasing these two Zerglings away. This is actually the first offensive unit WhiteRa has built all game. He's right behind his opponent. They're tied now at 48 workers apiece. Yeah, this is just astounding how quickly WhiteRa decided to get his third. You couldn't see my face, but my jaw literally dropped when I saw that Nexus go down. It was amazing. Now both players seem to want to just economy up. Both of them just massing their workers. First Void Ray just came out for WhiteRa. He's got two more gates finally going down. This is such a strange game by WhiteRa. Missile attack going down for Idra now. I think he's aiming for Mutas. And I don't know if he scouted it or if he... Nope, there it is. The first Void Ray coming in. Spore Crawler almost halfway done. The Queen is going to get lifted. I think this Queen is actually going to go down. Unless he gets a really good transfuse, but he doesn't have enough energy. No, the Void Ray forced to pull out by the Spore Crawler and two Queens. WhiteRa does not want to lose that early Void. That would be terrible. Dealt a lot of damage to the Queen, but not quite enough to kill it. And now this Phoenix could pick off that Overlord, but I think he's going to go around and see what else he can see. He knows that Idra's third is up now. You can see the creep. Meanwhile, back home, he's got a bunch of pylons morphing in. Two more gateways finishing, so he's up to 5 gates. He's got a robotics bay now going down. Or a robotics facility. Where's your robo? There it is. Robotics facility going down now for WhiteRa. So I think he's trying to do the standard play of force Hydras and then switch into Colossi. Which, since Idra was already planning on going Hydras anyway, is going to work wonders. He's got 6 Zerglings here to scout when any ground units come down. The 1 Void Ray and 1 Phoenix is all WhiteRa has made offensively. He's got 2 each Zealot and Sentry for defense. And then a Void Ray and a Phoenix. He's trying to scare Idra into a huge response. And I think it worked. I mean, he's got a bunch of Hydras sitting here doing nothing. Here comes a small push by WhiteRa to force these Lings away. 4th base by Idra going down, but the Void Ray spots it instantly and starts working on it. Is this going to force a cancel? I don't... Yeah! Force to cancel, kill the drone. WhiteRa with great play, but here come the Hydras. So slow off creep. Forcing away that Void Ray, almost killing it. I really don't know what Idra can do against this. Here we go, he's loaded a Hydra. He's going for a Hydra drop. This is going to be devastating for WhiteRa. So now we see the Hydras coming down. This is so interesting. And I think I remember seeing this game. I actually think I saw this as part of a tournament. Now that I think about it, I do remember Idra doing some Hydra drops, so I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to continue casting as normal. Fourth base now, getting taken out by this Void Ray again. Phoenix sees the drop coming. There are so many Overlords here. He's got a really nice idea by taking a bunch of empty ones, and here come the Hydras, dropping right into that 3rd base. No probes. Probes have been pulled off long ago. Warp Prism here. I think he was going to do his own drop. There he goes. Zealot's running around the Hydras. I think he's going to do a counter drop. This Void Ray doing work on this hatchery. Is Idra going to catch it in time to cancel? No, he does not cancel the hatchery. That is 325 minerals wasted. Dead drone and a dead hatch. Idra now pulling out to counter this interesting Zealot counter drop. There go the Hydras. They're going to take this drop out easily. And there's the first 2 Colossus. Idra sees the Colossus with his Overlord. Overlord now getting forced away. He's going to kill it off. And that's a fly block to Idra. That is not good. WhiteRa lost his 3rd, but he's rebuilding it up here. Idra has had a hard time securing this 4th. Such a weird game so far. He's got the Hydras. They're going to run up into these Colossi and just die. WhiteRa setting up another Warp Prism drop. Zerglings and Hydras now starting to move out across the map. Creep spread's trying to creep its way over towards WhiteRa's base. All of his Overlords just chilling out right here by his 3rd, or by his original main. Corruptors are now on the field. Idra countering these really well. He's going to intercept this drop. Really nice, really nice scouting by Idra. I think he's going to take down this Warp Prism without too much of a problem. Yep, he's unloading the Zealots. He knows it's about to die. He's going to lose the Zealots anyway to this huge Hydra Ball. And Idra, he really needs to tech out of Hydralisk. Hydras are good, but they don't do much against Colossi, not with Force Fields and... Well, there's only the one sentry, so... No, there's two sentries. I don't know where the other one on the map is. Such a strange game, and now we have a Zergling drop. Looking like it's trying to make its way down. He's got so many Colossus out already. He's got 5 Colossi. He's got a huge Protoss Death Ball right there in the middle. Zerg Death Ball right there. These 4... the 4 Zealots that were dropped off by the Warp Prism ran back in to try to do some harassment. And they actually killed off a Hydra. And here comes the engagement. Nice Force Fields over here, trapping half the Hydras. Colossi just doing work on those. The Corruptors aren't able to kill the Colossi fast enough. He's got so many. But at the same time, these Stalkers looking like they're getting picked off, and Idra forced to run away. He is going to pick off all the Colossi, though, but at what cost? All the Corruptors going down. Is he going to get it? He's not going to get that last Colossi. The last Corruptor goes down in a death ball of gore and blood. You really need to tech out of Hydra. Come on, Idra, I know you can do it. Meanwhile, there's this nice Zergling run by back here. Killed off all of the probes. Nope, the probes ran away. And now he's running up into the main. He's going to get intercepted by those Zealots. And these Zealots, for some reason, they killed off the neutral supply depot rather than defend the probes. So he's going to get a couple of probes here. He's lost 2 or 3 already. Wow, he's actually killing off quite a lot of probes, but I don't think it matters. Meanwhile, there's another huge engagement up here. Roach is moving in. He snipes the last Colossus. There are too many Stalkers here for the Roaches to be able to do anything. Zealots morphing in and instantly dying, but here comes the slows. The very slow Hydra's moving up. But here's a Colossus, and it's going to force Idra back away. There's no way he's going to be able to take this army, but he's staying in the fight. Idra, I don't know what you're doing, man, but it's not working. WhiteRa's warping in reinforcements right on top of your army. These 2 Colossi now just eating all of these Hydralisks, and now he's forced to retreat, but it's far too late. Stalkers blink up, killing off a couple more free Hydras. I don't know about that engagement, Idra. I don't know. I don't think it was worth it to stay in that fight. He should have backed out, waited for these Zerglings, and then went back in. But now these Zerglings shooting for the run-by. He just lost 5 of them right there to that Colossus. And he stopped right there by a perfect Zealot warp in. Runs back into the army and just loses all of those Zerglings absolutely for free. Units lost tab showing almost even resources. Idra behind by about 2,000. See 185 units lost, but that's mostly Zerglings. I mean, it is Zerg. They're going to have a large number of units lost, but the resources are almost even. Idra's now on 4 bases, and he has been for a while. WhiteRa stuck on 3. But a 3-base Protoss is a very, very scary opponent for even a 4-base Zerg to face. Both players hovering around 150 food. Idra a little shy, WhiteRa a little over. And I just think WhiteRa's unit composition is better. Idra is now completely teched out of Hydras. He's got Roach, Corruptor, and Queen. I think he lost most of his army there, and he hasn't rebuilt it yet. Which is very bad. WhiteRa's moving up now a little bit. Killed off a couple of free units. Here come a whole ball of Roaches. He's got 19 Roaches. But Roaches don't do so hot if you even have 4 sentries in this army, and WhiteRa has 6. You just force field the Roaches out of the combat, and the Colossus over double outrange the Roaches. But here we go. We got a nice Roach drop coming in by Idra, but it's not going to matter. WhiteRa is just pressing out across the map. He's got to turn this Roach rush around, or the drop around. We've got a lot of Spine Crawlers just getting straight killed off. One of them managed to get the cancel, but he lost a lot of minerals right there. And WhiteRa just taking the lead, and he's following Tasteless's advice. When you have a lead, when you are ahead, get farther ahead. WhiteRa's taking his 4th. Meanwhile, Idra is taking his 5th and 6th at the top main and expo. The Roach drop down here, again forcing the probes away. The probes don't care. They're just going to run up to the new 4th. Stalker and Colossus now forcing away this drop. He's not going to kill anything, but not a lot of damage was done there by Idra. And a couple of Roaches getting caught out of position. Loses 1 for free. Idra seems like he's a little bit flustered here. Roach drop moving back in, but the Colossus is already there to stop it. There's a lot of Roaches. If he moves up, he's going to be able to stop and just shut down this Colossus. But there it goes. It's running away. WhiteRa warping in more troops. The second Colossus is already there to stop it. And these roaches are going to die almost in vain. They kill off one stalker. One stalker at the cost of that many roaches. That was 12 roaches that died for absolutely nothing. Meanwhile, this huge push. Hydras and roaches moving in, trying to deal damage to the third, but here comes our WhiteRa's army. Corruptors moving up, and that's still not enough Corruptors to kill that many Colossi before the Colossi can kill the army. Stalkers, nice blink up, killing the Corruptors. The Colossus have all been corrupted. They might all go down, but no. That is terrible loss for Idra. Sandwiched between nowhere and an army. And now the last of his army is dying. This is going to be it for Idra. Here comes WhiteRa with a huge push. Idra's trying to re-macro up. He's already back up to 135 food, but none of it is engaging. There's very little army. He's got 68 probes. Idra, as soon as he sees that push with the GG, wonderfully well played by WhiteRa. It was a brilliant game by both players. They were both trying so hard, lots of drops. But WhiteRa, with the massive number of Colossus, nothing Idra could do would stop it. He even built the counter, Corruptors. But he had so many Colossus that the Corruptors couldn't kill them off fast enough. And so, WhiteRa taking that game, it was very, very interesting. WhiteRa with that early third. I kind of like that play, but at the same time, it's so risky against Zerg. It's like I said at the beginning. He meted against his opponent. He knew Idra did not like the early push play, and so he countered his opponent's style of gameplay, rather than countering his unit composition or anything else. He knew Idra was not going to do early lings. He knew Idra was not a fan of the early roach push, and so he capitalized on that and took that early third. And it cost Idra the loss, really. I mean, they both were on third bases. Idra was denied that fourth for so long. He was at such a huge economic disadvantage. And I just got confirmation from a friend from Europe. WhiteRa is 43 in the North American bracket for Masters, and he's 63 European Grandmaster. So WhiteRa is playing a lot of games on both servers, keeping his proficiency up against whatever he might run into. I would not be surprised if we could find a third Korean account for him. But that was just WhiteRa showing off his proficiency and showing off the reason why he has his own t-shirt and mousepad brands. I'm Iruletho. That was a professional replay. And check me out on my channel, twitch.tv/Iruletho. And I will see you guys next time.